that there is any kind of extra garb over here, priest robes, anything like that, from in between services, altar boy robes, anything that kind of stuff.
I wish there was a luck check in this system. Give me a perception test. We'll see if you find anything.
There is alternate rolls for conviction, which works a lot like hero points. Yes, I'm. So you said a perception check.
Yes.
10.
You do find a loose cassock hanging up over here on the peg.
I quickly throw it on. I quickly throw off the jacket, throw it on, and throw the jacket in one of the professional booths and throw it on with my tactical turtleneck. Hopefully, it'll blend in and they won't tell that I'm.
Your tactical turtleneck, your tactile neck.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So you look like a priest now, Father Carson.
That's going to hold up until the priest comes in and goes, "Who the hell are you?"
I will send over to St. Anne's.
We met this morning. Has everyone here been drinking?
If we did it right.
We established that everybody here has been drinking. But
Yep.
Carson, you are dressed as a priest. I'll say it takes your full round to get dressed and to stash your gear.
Cool.
Do you keep any of your weapons on you?
Yeah.
Slip a grenade in your pants or something?
I'm mainly my revolver.
Okay. Awesome. Naomi, Carson has joined you. You hear a scuffle outside as a couple of guys are yelling about, "What are you doing over there?" Carson has donned a priest robe. What would you like to do?
First of all, ask him how that's going to help when the priest is hanging out just outside.
And I
And
want
then ask.
quiet so she my stuff too.
Well, do we need to work on getting Josephine and Yasha out of their mishap, or do we need to split and keep going? See if we can find it while they're distracting indirectly.
Are we the kind of team that would be like, keep going on the mission no matter what happens? Or are we the kind of team that's like, help each other?
Keep going.
I'll leave that.
And I feel like we're probably
go.
the type of team that's like, they got themselves into it, they can get themselves out of it. We have a mission.
Yes. Yeah, so we're going to leave you behind, which means Carson and I need to get out of this room.
Are there any
without
other
being... Yeah. Are there any other doors, any other ways out other than this one?
There's only this one door in this room.
Okay. Where is it that we're supposed to go? I mean, I know we're searching, but do we have any idea how to get underneath the church from here?
You and Carson do. You have experience with getting into the subterranean of various buildings, and Carson did the engineering check to see if he knows how to get to the catacombs from inside the church.
Okay.
As far as you know, the Germans think it's over here. At least that's where they're digging the biggest hole.
Because, they're digging in the wrong spot, because that's what Germans do.
I've seen enough Indiana Jones to know where this is going.
Yep.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to say we need to sneak out. They're in a fight right now. They're all distracted, yelling at each other. So this might be a good opportunity for us to slip past and around the corner where I know there to be a hidden passageway into the catacombs. So
Try
Stealth
it.
check.
Yes, it'll be a stealth check. You have two options with your stealth check. You can choose to move 6 squares and not suffer a penalty, or you can choose to move 9 squares and take a -1 penalty.
All right, let's see.
Is that main entrance where everybody is standing? I'm assuming that's the congregation, the main.
Yes, this is the main gathering space.
So that whole thing from the front door to where they're standing, it's all open?
Yes, it's all one big open chamber.
Okay.
So in this, well, and this is this a hallway or is this, so like if you were to go left from the door, the room that we're in, is that a hallway or is that all open too?
My left or your left? Like here?
Sorry, hold on. Like here. Why is it not?
If you hold down the click, it should do it.
Okay, there we go.
There is a hallway here.
Okay.
So the break of that hallway is right here. So there's a corridor along here that is not open into the worship space.
Okay.
So where it looks like brick is
Wall.
That's
a
that's
hallway.
wall. Okay.
There's not a
Okay.
door here though. This is open.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So then I'm going to
And-
aim to take the.
And the way down that Carson knows about is over here somewhere.
Where? I missed it.
In
Oh,
the
okay.
Bottom part of the church.
Of course.
Okay.
Where would the fun be if you could just go around
Okay.
the
So
corner?
so what do we think is the best route to get there? We could go left and around. There's like this slim area behind the glass. Well, though, is that
Well,
outside?
That's outside. That's the back wall of the
Okay.
church.
Okay. Dang.
Yeah. You think the best route to get down there would probably be something like this.
Just to scurry across that hallway?
Yeah, that would be 11 squares total. And 9 would get you to this doorway. 6 would get you to this corner.
All right. Then I'm gonna take 6. So that's when I roll, correct?
Yes, go ahead and give me a stealth check. 18
Wow.
is really good. It is so good that Albrecht does not notice.
He's busy beating up a priest.
Yeah, when you come out, you do see he has his hands on the father and he is beating the crap out of him.
All right. Well, maybe Carson's costume's gonna work.
If we give the bishop a concussion, he won't know who's a priest and who's not a priest. I did say blasphemy was a content warning, so that's on y'all.
Yeah.
So yeah, Naomi, you
All right,
can
so
get
that-
6 squares, whatever 6 squares you want to go.
Okay. Okay. That's 6. Was I able to cross or
Yeah, you should be able to cross
Here.
at least to the corner.
okay. Counted 6. That was
Okay.
wrong.
Cool.
Okay.
So
Why?
you are safely over there.
Pretty boring. I did my job.
Hey, if nobody gets shot, you definitely did your job. If none of your teammates get shot, I guess I should say.
I was going to say.
Albrecht is going to spend his turn continuing to beat up this guy.
Cool.
And he will yell it at the two soldiers here to spread out and see if they can find another way down into the catacombs. So they will take their 6 squares. You have an 18 on your stealth, Naomi?
Mm-hmm.
This guy's going to go up around the corner. This guy's going to see if he notices you over there. He does not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He brushes right past you without noticing you. These two guys are going to close to Josephine and Yasha to be like, let me see your papers.
It's standing here for like 12 seconds.
It wasn't our time to go yet.
Look surprised, look at Josephine. Put my hands up.
This guy comes around the corner and sees what's going on over there. And he's going to get involved too. Josephine, your turn.
I just look at Yasha and go, put your hands down.
Your bodyguard doesn't speak German?
No, he's new.
Where is he from?
Somewhere in the Baltics. He's big. He punches really well. He doesn't ask questions.
Well, your papers appear to be in order. Are you here to help with the search?
I am here to receive orders.
Albrecht is inside.
Oh, good. And I'm just going to head that way. I'm literally just going to brush right past them. Let's go.
Yeah, and since you're not sneaking, you can move your full move instead of your half move.
Okay.
Which should be your speed. That's the number of squares you can move.
Speed, where are you? Oh, wow. I'm fast. I'm just going to walk up to him.
Yeah, you see he has this very old man who's wheezing through a couple of broken ribs now. He's got blood all over his hand, sort of a enraged look on his face when he spins around. And he will look at you with a reserved calm. Yasha.
Look at the Nazis and give them a big smile and a shrug and follow after Josephine. Happy I'm not getting shot. Just walk in behind her and just stand there for the moment.
Hans and Franz just look at each other and they're like, whatever.
Above Mike pay grade.
Yeah. Casually shut the door to the church when I walk through.
Awesome. Carson.
I am going to be peeking my head out and just kind of seeing who and what to where around. And seeing this cluster, I'm going to hold my action and just see if this grouping that's right where I need to go kind of breaks up before I have to go that direction.
Awesome. So Carson, you're holding Naomi. You can
I need to see if I can get. Go ahead.
I was gonna say you can move 6 with a regular stealth check or 9 with a -1 penalty, or if you want to do something else, that's fine too.
I'll do 6 with a regular stealth check.
Okay.
Oh.
Naomi is the knight. That's a 17.
Like, Whoosh, whoosh.
Today we replaced your average Dark Knight with Naomi. Let's see if anyone notices.
So Naomi, if you want to, you can get to this trap door on this turn, or if there's somewhere else you want to go with your 6 squares, you can do that too.
Nope, that's where I'm going. I'm leaving y'alls behind.
Na 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 Naomi.
That's what we do.
Sure enough, Naomi, you come into this small room, which appears to be some kind of study. You think this might be the bishop's study. You do see that there is a rug that is sort of displaced, and sure enough, there is signs of a trapdoor underneath there that you can pop open this turn. It leads down into the darkness. You think it goes down probably a good 10 or 15 feet.
Are there stairs?
It's a ladder.
Okay. All right. And I can go down this turn? Or am I staying here?
You can go down for a double movement, basically.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm down.
Once you get down the ladder, you come down into a chamber that appears to be built into the catacombs. You see the pressing walls built of human skulls. You feel the cold, both from being underground and from the chills of being surrounded by this wall of bone and death. And you do, sure enough, see a hallway that goes off down into the depths of Paris.
Oh.
You'll be able to do something about that next turn. Albrecht focuses his lizard smile on Josephine, and he says, "Josephine, I wasn't expecting to see you here tonight."
It's interesting.
He drops the bishop on the ground.
Are we having trouble?
Yeah, I have been sent to find this rock by Heinrich Himmler himself, and this old fool has not been able to procure its location for me. Nor can 100 slave laborers find this precious stone for me.
I will reach up and cup his cheek. Would you like me to try?
You do have a habit of finding lost things. I would welcome your assistance on this matter. And the Führer would reward you greatly.
And I'll do my thing on my next turn.
And she
Interesting.
betrays us all.
Yeah, Carson, are you doing anything with your held action?
Am I hearing all of this go on?
The door's open, so probably.
And is she speaking?
You don't speak German, though.
And that's what my next question. Is she talking German, or is she speaking English or French or something else?
I would assume German.
Yeah.
So
But
now
she
I'm
does
finding
seem
out-
very familiar with your nemesis.
Yes. So now I'm trying to figure out how to kill it. I mean,
We might not even make it into the catacombs.
nope.
Do we do we all know where we were headed?
I don't remember if you guys coordinated that, but I will say that yes, you guys had the wherewithal to coordinate that discussion.
Cool.
You guys are professionals. It wouldn't make sense for you not to.
Okay.
The soldiers, this guy's going to go over here, do his thing. This guy's going to go around the corner, do his thing. Hans and Franz are going to go back to their location.
I love that they're Hans and Franz.
Everybody
Very
else is
Scandinavian for
Nah.
Nazis.
They're here to pump us up.
nameless. They're Norwegian conscripts. So that's them roaming around. Josephine.
Would you mind? My general thing is trying to get him to move him to the front, kind of prop him up on the altar. Also, so that he's facing away from the hallway.
Okay.
Specifically, Albrecht.
I'll say that's a communication persuasion test for you.
Okay. Not bad. 14.
He complies. He will go with you to the altar.
I will turn to Yasha and watch the entrance, please.
Quiet nod.
And I will start speaking French to the bishop and doing the whole, what are you hiding? Just basic sweet interrogation techniques. Like, this will go so much better for you if you just tell us. So I'm trying to distract with my...
Excellent. Give me a flat communication test, because there's a couple of things that I want you to notice.
Okay. That is a 20 with 6 stump points,
Oh, just like that, huh?
apparently.
You notice a couple of things. From the communication perspective, you notice that when you switch to French, Albrecht does not seem to have any idea what you're saying. He doesn't speak French. He does seem to be paying attention to your interrogation of the bishop, trying to get cluing in on your body language and stuff like that, but he doesn't seem to understand the words. And the bishop is, when you switch to French, he speaks to you sort of confidently, or confidentiality, in confidence. Quietly.
In confidence, yes.
Yes. English is hard, especially when you're doing
Really?
French. Surreptitiously. There's a good word. He sort of, he says, look, I have done everything I can to help find the stone, but it cannot fall into his hands. It is a danger that cannot be unleashed upon the world.
My dear, dear bishop, why do you think I'm here?
I don't know, you're wearing an SS armband. But I know you used to write for the Parisian.
Mm-hmm. Play along. Flap!
Mon Dieu! He probably wouldn't say my God. He is a religious man.
Yeah.
He wouldn't take the Lord's name in vain.
Yeah, he might in that moment.
I'd start crying.
Yasha, what are you doing while this is going on? Importantly, you do speak French, so you do hear this little conversation between Josephine and Bishop Pierre.
Didn't doubt you for a minute. Not saying a word. Wander over to the door, and it seems shut. And our super Nazi friend seems very intent on what's going on up there, so quietly slide probably the crowbar between the handles to make sure they don't get interrupted and no one comes in.
Bar that door! Bar that door!
Yasha, as you do that, as the crowbar slides into the door handles, you feel this almost blistering heat come off of the door and suck the air out of your lungs.
That's not normal.
Yeah. Nope. Close my eyes, deep breath, just put my back to it, and take a really big drink, probably 2. And we'll stand there. Everything's fine. This is normal.
Carson, what would you like to do?
Oh, look, there's not a whole bunch of people right outside the door now.
There goes Father Carson. Don't mind me.
I would like to quietly and inconspicuously make my way to where I know the entrance to the crypt is.
Okay.
If you want
to do that with a stealth check, you can move half your movement speed without penalty, or you can move 3/4 of your movement speed with a penalty -1. penalty of -1.
Well, let me ask this question. I'm a good Catholic boy, so I will actually have to stop for half a second and do the all the good Catholic boy stuff because I am in the church, which is why I didn't want to blow things up. Will that impact the speed at which I move, or will I need to slow down maybe more? Or...
No, we do that on the move when we go to church.
Okay.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
So with that,
dip and go. Dip and go.
Hey, I know that priest.
It's Father Dip and Go.
Does Yasha notice this?
Why did
You sneak right past Yasha?
That's a good question. I guess Yasha,
No,
you did turn around, right?
Yes, put my back to the door, but unless Carson's at the bottom of this bottle I'm looking at, I don't think that's true.
Well, and that I'm not really. I'm just in a. Now I'm wearing a priest's robe, and I'm not really sneaking so much as just
Blending in.
blending. Yes.
I'll say you can move your full movement since you're walking casual instead of you're relying on your costume as your stealth rather than you're sticking to the shadows.
Well, and not just being the quiet, junior priest, staying, quiet, unseen as I move about the church because,
There's stuff happening and you don't want none of it.
Yeah.
Oh, that German's here to beat up Father. What's his face again?
I've definitely drank with that priest.
Yeah, I got a 13 on my roll.
Nobody seems to notice you.
Okay. Like I said, I'm just making my way over to where the entrance will be.
Awesome. What's your movement?
My normal movement is 6. Sorry, it's 12.
So you can get to the trapdoor this round.
Cool.
You can't get down it, but you can get over there and you can look down and see that Naomi is at the bottom of the ladder. Excellent. Naomi.
All right, well, I look up and I wave. Took you long enough. What's going on up there?
Apparently, Josephine is playing Nazi spy and doing her best to throw off Albrecht from causing problems and saying too much about what's going on. So.
And Yasha's drunk, right? So
Well,
he'll be useless.
Oh, I mean, he's no drunk than usual.
No more drunk than I am.
Pretty much.
All right.
We're high-functioning 1940s alcoholics.
That's right.
Yeah. Apparently, he's playing. Do I get the suspicion that he's playing bodyguard?
Yeah, I think his general disposition probably says that.
He's looking like he's playing muscle for Josephine's ruse.
All right. Well, I had heard about gunshots down here, and I don't have a gun. And bullets are always gonna beat blades, which is what I've got. So I'm thinking I'm gonna wait for some muscle to come along here, just to back me up.
Yeah. Hopefully, she'll be able to shake Albert, but I don't know how she's going to do that.
I don't think she's going to shank him. I think she's going to shank him.
Well, you have a gun, don't you? Carson? Okay.
So it sounds like you want to wait until everybody else gets over here?
I'm thinking here. I can go on ahead and, see if I can, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm totally blanking on the word.
Reconnoiter.
Sure. Yes.
I don't think that was the word you were thinking.
I don't know.
Scout.
No. Scout. There you go. Scout. Fully intending on retreating if there are in fact people with guns down there. So what do I roll at this point?
You don't have to roll anything at this point. You're able to sort of start looking out into the catacombs. You take a look out, following the path. It looks like it leads away from you, sort of off in this direction, and then there's a T-bend that goes around this way.
Okay, and we're not seeing any threats here?
Nope, doesn't look like there's any soldiers down here. You do see at this point where it hits the wall, there is a statue of what looks like a sorcerer. He's wearing sort of large robes. He's got a pointy hat. He does have a stone in one hand and a rod in the other hand. And you see there's something written in Latin at the base of his statue.
Okay. Do I have reason to believe that this was that this is relevant? I mean, I'm hearing stone.
You are looking for a stone. I'll say that.
Is there anyone here who can read
Latin? Carson can read Latin because he's a good Catholic boy.
Awesome. But do I want to read the Latin? That's the question.
Just don't read it out loud.
Next two, brought two.
Deuce fell off
okay.
Again.
I feel like there isn't really a whole much more than I can do than to just like whistle while I walk up and down these. Yeah, because I can't read Latin, and there aren't any threats. So I mean, I can go, but I want to know what this statue in Latin is saying.
Well, can I see the statue in Latin? I guess the next question is: are we still in initiative round?
We are still in initiative round just until we can get rid of Albrecht.
Okay.
I may or may not be working on that.
Yeah. We'll pass to Albrecht's turn next. Albrecht is looking at the altar. He's looking back at Pierre and you, Josephine, your conversation. And he is crossing his arms and waiting for results. The soldiers are doing their thing. Josephine, I just want to see what Josephine's going to do.
Okay. I'm going to pat the priest on the head and stand up and call for the two soldiers.
Hut, 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 hut.
And keep an eye on that one. And then I will turn to Albrecht and say, let's see if he told the truth. And I will head toward the bishop's quarters.
Okay.
And I will give Yasha a look and a, come with me, the come here fingers. And head toward the bishop's quarters.
Awesome.
Assuming that Albrecht will follow.
Albrecht will follow. Yep.
And I will let him go in first. And I'm assuming the trapdoor's open.
Yes, Father Carson is right there, though.
Mm-hmm. And as he's looking at what that is, back of the neck, crack. I'm using that ring I brought.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll to hit him. Give me a fighting check.
Oh, no.
13 will hit him.
Yes.
4 stunt points.
And 4 stunt points if you want to do any of the combat stunts.
Ooh. Ooh.
Mighty blow.
I didn't even look at those because I'm like, I have a 0 in that. I don't. uh. How about brutal strike and precise force?
Sounds good to me. What do those do for the people at home?
Let's see. Uh, the attack deals wound damage instead, and whoops, and it ignores half of the opponent's armor-based equipment.
Excellent. Which, since you're stabbing them in the back of the neck, that makes sense to me.
Yep. And I'm using the ring.
Yes. So that'll do a D3 damage on its own, plus strength. Plus 66 poison damage.
Okay.
Holy mother of God.
That's the one use of it, but that's bad news.
That's what it was for.
It's a good one.
All right.
And just like that, my complication goes away.
For now.
All right. What am I rolling?
66 and 1d3.
All right.
Plus your strength modifier.
All right. I will roll the 66 first. And then
Wow, that was balls.
Oh, man.
what did I roll?
You got an 11 on 66.
Oh my God, that's
That
awful.
was 4 ones.
Jesus. Apparently I got the bad stuff. Somebody didn't mix that right.
Oh no, it went stale on the way here.
Jeez. It got some toilet water in it.
So it does ignore his toughness, so it goes straight to his hit points. But that is not enough to take him out. He does feel the prick on the back of his neck, and he sort of he lurches forward, and you see he takes a couple of steps forward, not into the trap door, but you can hear blood starting to drop onto the ground and into the hole. So Naomi, get out. Oh, Naomi's already out of the way.
Yep.
As his eyes begin to liquefy in his skull.
I will tell him that his daughter is waiting for him, whatever her name was.
Oh, damn. I think it's fucked up you think his daughter went to the same place he's going to.
Hell?
She was 4.
It's just a little twist of the knife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he looks at what's happening to him and remembers what happened to his daughter, and he looks at you with just rage in his eyes. And then it's Yasha's turn.
Well, surreptitiously slide the crowbar back out of the doors. It seems like a terrible idea to leave that there.
And I did tell you to follow.
Absolutely. Follow along behind like a good little lap dog till I see this happen.
Through the hole.
That's so what I'm thinking. All right, Team Crime, we're on this. Yeah, let's help him to the bottom of the hole.
All right, go ahead and give me a brawling check.
13 and 4 step points.
13 is enough to hit his defense, so go ahead and look up what you want to do with your stunt points. Well, I'd look up how grappling works in modern age.
So we'll use 1 stunt point for skirmish to move him up to 2 yards in any direction. So we'll push him onto the hole. That seems appropriate.
Did you just 300 him into the hole?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. And you did Brutal Strike as well, right, Wiki?
Yeah.
Let's do the same. And we'll also use the last one for Guardian Angel. Oh, no, he'll be down in the hole. Never mind.
Nazi go down the hole.
Not to go down the
To go down the
hole.
hole.
Nazis, stop. Take the +3 to initiative just in case they hear him screaming as he hits the bottom.
Cool. So your unarmed damage is a D3 plus your strength, and then I'll say this is 3d6 worth of falling damage.
I cast Wilhelm. Splash.
5.
And then 3d6 for the falling.
10.
So yeah, that is enough to finish him off. He falls down the hole and his head cracks open like a watermelon when it hits the ground.
And just quietly shut the door behind us.
I spit down the hole.
And none of the Nazis heard that, so that will take us out of combat as the group is in the hole.
Heroes go down the hole. Nazi goes down the hole. Go down the hole.
Everybody's in the hole.
I will take a moment to barricade the bishop's door as best I can.
Okay.
Before we head down, and I will close the door behind us, the trap door.
Excellent. In the meantime, Naomi and Carson, you have found this statue holding the orb. You do see that the rod is pointing in the direction, off in this northeastern direction, which you see another corridor heading down that way. At the end of the corridor, right around here, about 35 feet down, you do see there is a small archway that looks like it is large enough for somebody to crawl through. And you do see there are a few German soldiers down there that have been killed. As for the inscription on the statue, it says, Per mi si vana la sete dolente, per mi si vana l'eterno dolore, per mi si vatra perduta gente, giustiza masse il mio alta fattore, facemi la divina proteste, la somma sapienza al el primo amore, denanzi a mi non fiorses create, se ne ontierne io interno duro, lastiete ogni speranza voi centrate. Which, Carson, you know, is through me is the way to the city of woe, through me is the way to eternal pain, through me is the way to a lost people. Justice moved by great creator, divine power made me, the supreme wisdom and the primal love. Before me nothing else was created, nothing but the eternal, and I last eternally. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here.
Pleasant.
Cool.
Sounds like someone trying to convince us not to go somewhere that we might want to go.
I know I don't have any kind of expertise for it or focus for it, but would being a good Catholic boy give me any kind of insight to anything?
Give me an intelligence check.
Uh, 17 with 4 stunt points. If that matters.
Being a good Catholic boy, you know that that is the inscription that Dante Alighieri says is written on the gates of hell in Dante's Inferno.
Okay then.
Okay, let's go to hell.
And how far in are we from where the Nazi just went splat?
About 20 feet.
So did I hear splat?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you guys definitely, both of you heard the Nazi hit the ground.
Nazi or not, I am still gonna say a small little prayer. We're on church ground, and that just, yeah.
Well, it's not violence if he fell. He tripped.
I suspect he fell. There was 8 in the fall. I'm not saying I wouldn't have done it. I would have just also killed him and said a prayer for him. So mostly because I'm in a church, but you know.
These Nazis are so clumsy, man.
Just,
I'll
they
ask for
just
forgiveness later.
fall into poison and then down holes. I mean,
Confessional later, Father Dip and Go.
that's right. He's still dressed as a priest.
Yeah. Yep, sure am.
That's probably a sin, too.
Impersonating a man of the cloth.
I know where the confessional is. I know where to deal with it.
Yes.
I'll be back after the mission. All right, what would you guys like to do? Oh, Carson, you also noticed that Nicholas Flamel's name is written on this statue as well.
So the statue has a rod that is pointed in one direction.
Yes, down this hallway, where you see a bunch of dead Nazis and a small archway.
But it says through me, or not. I don't know the exact phrasing, but it was like, you know, basically it was more like the gates of hell. Where like the phrase was, "Through me you'll find, you know, death and despair," or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if there's, you know, we should check for any kind of secret passageways or.
Yeah, I would like to check the statue itself for clicky buttons, or, you know, does it rotate? Is there something hidden? Yeah, okay, cool.
Anybody who wants to inspect the statue can go ahead and give me a perception investigation check or an intelligence engineering check.
How about seeing?
Seeing's fine.
Cool.
I got a 16.
I have a 12.
I got a rock.
It was a big rock. But with a 16, Carson, as you're taking a look at it, Josephine, you're taking a look at it, by your powers combined, you do notice that the statue does, the stone it's carrying does come out of its hand. As you're looking at it, the stone appears to be made of lead. And it looks like there is a slot to put another stone in the statue's hand. And with your advanced scores, you would know that the Philosopher's Stone is said to turn lead into gold. So you think it might be, maybe putting something gold in its hand would activate something?
Do we have anything gold? Ooh, my ring. It's done. There we go.
So you take off your gold poison ring.
That's right.
You put it into the statue's hand, and as the gold goes into its hand, its fist clenches, and the statue rotates out of the way, revealing another small archway behind it. Upon which is another Latin inscription that translates to, "And they shall be made to crawl on their bellies to enter the kingdom of darkness." And Naomi, as you know, this does look like it leads directly into the catacombs themselves. You can see the small archway. What is blocking it more than how small it is there is a number of piles of bones inside. It looks like there's enough room for somebody to belly crawl into that space, but it's not big enough for anybody to stand or stoop into.
I look at Naomi and go, "Après who?" You are the guide and the smallest among us. So
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, here I go.
So Naomi, you lay flat on your belly and you push yourself into the bone tunnel. You sort of
Mhm.
push yourself forward. It's hard to get footing in here because the skulls are so smooth and they sort of rotate in the bone pile as you're making your way up. Every now and then you
Okay.
get nicked by sharp bone shards of exposed bones that have snapped as you're making your way up and into this tunnel. You do feel a sort of coldness pass over you about halfway through the tunnel, and as you're making your way, the bones sort of give way to soft clay, soft mush. It's kind of hard to get a feel for it. But about 3/4 of the way through, as you're pushing your way up, the claustrophobia is sort of coming down on you. The tunnel is getting tighter and smaller. You start to feel these sort of almost like teeth or small bone-like membranes tickling across your skin, pushing into you, caressing you, and ultimately spitting you out the other side into darkness.
Did I just get swallowed by something?
I don't know.
that's his thing. That's his thing.
Spits me out into darkness. All right. So then I yell over my shoulder, "Who's next?"
Did we hear that?
You do hear the distorted voice of Naomi come through the tunnel, saying, "Who's next?"
It's been confirmed that you will survive it. So let's
I
go.
take off my stupid armband and throw it on the ground. And I take off my coat and I throw it on the ground and I go in.
Excellent. Again, you make your way through the tunnel. About halfway through, it gets very cold. You again feel the milieu sort of pushing up against your flesh as you're making your way through this dark, claustrophobic space. And you feel a pain in your eyes, Josephine, about 3/4 of the way through. It feels
Cool.
almost like a stinging, almost like there's a bug in it or something. It's irritating, like you've got sand or something in your eye.
Yep. This is fine. This is perfectly fine. Actually, I just start saying that in French. Just this is fine. This is fine. This is perfectly fine. This is
Espion.
yeah, it's fine. We're fine. It's all good. We're good. It's fine.
And you are spit out into darkness, but not in the same darkness that Naomi is in. You are by yourself.
This is no longer fine.
The rest of you hear Naomi's voice say, "Come through."
Oh no.
I didn't say that.
I will go and make my way through. I might be reciting some psalms as I go through.
So you are crawling through. Are you still wearing your priest robe?
Yes, I am still Justice the Priest.
Excellent.
I foresee myself being Justice the Priest for the rest of the remainder of this adventure, unless something changes.
Excellent. So
I need a young priest and a fake priest.
So apparently somehow I became the cleric. I don't know, like whatever.
so you start praying. You're crawling through this tunnel. You're of a sturdier stature than the last two characters that passed through, so it is a bit of a tight fit. And as you are making your way about 3/4 of the way through, again you feel the rapid touching across your body, almost like the vibration setting on a chair is sort of how it feels. But you begin to hear sort of the twisting, crunching of metal and smelling gasoline around you as you're making it through the last portion of the tunnel.
Fear no evil for the are with me. Let's keep going through.
And you are spit out into the darkness, again, separate from Naomi and separate from Josephine. Yasha is all alone.
Duh. He is somewhat pale and is in a cold sweat that thankfully the darkness has kind of hid. So once everyone's through, he'll kind of start making his way through, and where it gets tight, he'll almost not panic, but just kind of scrabble to try and pull himself through as quickly as he can in a perhaps a near panic, but trying to get through it through the delightful teeth and muck and terrible swallowing.
Excellent. And you additionally hear the hammering of nails into wooden boards and the lighting of fires as you make your way through.
Scrabble just a little bit faster.
And you are spit out into the darkness. And I think that's probably a good place to take our break.
Our break.
Ah,
Since we haven't had a break yet.
cough, 1.5 shot, cough.
Yeah. It's an Alex one shot.
Yeah, I guess if we're ending at 10, we probably shouldn't take a break. We should just continue on and then figure out when we're going to end this story, because Alex is an idiot. Oh, boy.
It's all right. Respect for team crime.
Eventually, I will be able to write an adventure that ends in 3 hours. Eventually. We got off to a late start, too, so it's not 100% my fault. Except the reason we got off to a late start is my fault. So it is 150% my fault.
Math checks
It's
out.
fine. This is fine.
Yeah. You got us swallowed by 9:37. You're great.
Yeah.
You got in the vor in the first half. We're good.
Yeah, so Naomi. Naomi, you are standing in the dark passageways of the catacombs. You have been in these catacombs for the last couple of years. You're very familiar with them. The presence of the skulls and the bones isn't even unnerving to you anymore. That's sort of almost familiar. Like you've seen a side of Paris that everybody else doesn't get to. As you're sort of looking.
Yeah, this feels like home. I feel more comfortable here than I did in that bar.
Yes. But as you are looking down the hallway, you think you see a pair of luminous eyes looking out of the darkness at you. About 4 feet off of the ground, glassy-eyed.
Glassy-eyed. Do they look like animal eyes, or
They look like
do
human
they
eyes.
look like human? Great.
I'm sure that's fine.
Do you have a
Are
flashlight?
there any noises?
There do not appear to be any noises around you. It feels completely silent here in this this darkness. Do you have a flashlight?
I
Josephine
think so. We grabbed
mentioned.
flashlights.
Yeah, Josephine mentioned getting one
Yeah.
for everybody. So yeah, you have a
Yeah.
flashlight.
Yep. Okay. So I shine a light on these eyes.
And you see
Through a big gulp.
You see the corpse white face of your little sister. Her head has been shaved, and she is dressed in gray and white striped uniform.
And I'm just ripped to shreds.
And she raises one solid pointing finger at you, and she runs into a hallway.
All right. Well, I get wrapped up in that because that was not what I was expecting, and I follow her.
So you go running off into the darkness.
Yep.
And you see, as you come around the corner, at the far end of the hallway, she is waiting for you to come around the corner. She's sort of knelt down at this point. She looks at almost like Gollum. She's sort of leaned over, looking up at you with those pale, glassy eyes. And when you come around the
Okay.
corner with your light, she goes around another corner.
Okay, I'm starting to lose my gall here. But I also don't feel like I have a choice either. Is there a way to go back?
Looking
say there's-
behind you, it looks like the corridor is still there, but the tunnel that you think you came out of is no longer there.
Okay. So I take a Big gulp of air. All right. And I follow her.
Awesome. Meanwhile, over in
Meanwhile,
Josephine
back
Land.
at the ranch.
Meanwhile, in Josephine Land, as you come out, you are not in the catacombs, Josephine. There's sort of a warmth that washes over you, and a light comes in, and you see that you are not underground somewhere dirty. You are in a Parisian townhouse. There's soft music playing over Victrola. There is a number of people milling about, exchanging drinks. They seem to be smiling, having a good time.
Does this look familiar?
It does look familiar. You've been in a lot of scenes like this.
Cool. I will venture in because I'm either dead or dying or I hit my head. So none of it matters.
Everybody has a concussion. There was a gas leak in the catacombs. You guys are just
That's right.
That'd be a great ending to this adventure. So Josephine, as you're heading in, give me a perception seeing test.
17?
As you're looking around, you notice that you are the only person in this room that has a face. Everybody else has sort of that stock, flat mannequin expression on their face.
No. That. No. 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 Nope.
And
No.
one of the mannequin people will come up to you and they will attempt to begin conversation with you, but it sounds like Charlie Brown's parents.
Nope. And I just keep going.
Mop, 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 mop.
Nope. No. Nope. I'm gonna look for the back door to this place.
Excellent. You do find a back door to this place.
I'm going to exit the back door.
You walk out the back door and into the front door.
Front door, yes. All right, what? What?
The mannequins all turn to look at you. And they make Charlie Brown noises at you and they go back to what they're doing.
I'm going to pull out my pistol. Or, I'm sorry, my semi-automatic handgun.
It's a pistol.
And fire into the ceiling.
The music stops and they all sort of jump and they look at you and then they begin to clap. And then they go back to their party.
I don't understand any of this. And I don't like it. Is there like stairs? Is there an upstairs to this place?
There is an upstairs to this place.
Okay, I'm gonna go explore. I'm gonna keep my gun out because they like that apparently.
They love it. You go upstairs, and as you are moving through, you see there's a couple of rooms where mannequins are getting busy. There is a number of just open doors. You can hear body music playing, and you come to the last door in this hallway where you can see what looks like a tea party that's been set up. There's a small table, and there's a little girl there who has a face.
Oh yay! Do I know that face?
You do. You know it very well. You know it from the soft, pouty cheeks, the little button nose, and the burned out, hollowed out eyes.
I will put my gun away and go have a tea party.
Excellent. Meanwhile, in Yashaland.
So, the beach, right? Somewhere nice, quiet.
Yasha, you come out in a church that looks very much like the church you just came out of. Not quite as grand. It's a little smaller. The building is made of wood. There are several large regular windows, no stained glass or anything quite as extravagant. And there are between 40 and 50 men, women, and children all huddled together in here, praying quietly. Yes, Andy, so not at all like the church you went into.
It's the same, but every detail's different. Got it. Pull out the slightly drank bottle of Parisian wine and look at it, chuck it at the altar. You need to leave now. It's time to go.
They all look at you and they shake their heads and they huddle together closer. The Red Army is outside.
Run. And he'll start going to people and just shaking them. You need to run. You run.
We cannot run. They said that they would shoot us if we ran.
They'll shoot you if you don't run. It's time to go. Now.
We can't. We cannot go. We cannot. And Yasha, you begin to hear boards nailing the door shut.
No. Go to the altar, grab anything nearby. Whatever may be, a big, solid, thick Bible, and chuck it through the stained glass window behind the altar. And just start screaming, you'll all die. It's time, you have to run.
When you go to throw the book through the window, the book bounces off of the window.
You go and just beat on the window. Ineffectually, it seems, but to his mind, he will, with every ounce of strength he has, try and break it.
And you're pounding on the window with all the strength that you have, and it feels like punching a solid block of ice as you're slamming into it. You do see some dark figures moving through the stained glass, seemingly taking a position behind the church.
He almost in a panic, he's going to slam his whole body into it. I mean, to the detriment of probably his health. He's just going to be literally running and bouncing off of the glass window.
Excellent. The gathered people, they're like, "Stop it! You're scaring us."
You're going to die. You have to run.
God will provide. We cannot run from here.
Your God watches, but he will watch you die. You have to run. They're here to kill you.
They wouldn't destroy a church.
They're doing it now.
And Yasha, you begin to smell smoke. Meanwhile, over in Father Carson land, Carson, you step out of the tunnel, out of the darkness, and into a racetrack. You're in the pit of a Grand Prix. You seem to be still dressed in your Father Carson robe, but there is a Grand Prix car in front of you. You recognize it as the Silver Bolt, the car that you used to work on.
Is it? And it's just in front of me. I'm not like in it or anything.
You're not in it, no.
I'm gonna approach the car.
Awesome. And your good friend Henri Leroux will come over to you. He pats you on the back, and he says, I can't wait to see what modifications you made to her. We're going to take that German dude right in his teeth. When you turn to him, you do see that his body is very mangled, standing upright. He's got several broken limbs. He's got a large branch protruding from his chest. His head is twisted just a little slightly off base of his neck.
I coolly turn back to the car and look for the modifications. Try to undo them.
Give me an intelligence engineering check.
Hey, I have that skill. 13. Lucky 13.
Lucky 13. As you're going through, you are trying to undo the damage that you've done. You try to you replace the brake lines, you take care of some of the steering wheel issues that you've done. But as you do that, another problem emerges across the vehicle. Everything you fix seems to create a new problem as you're working your way through the car. And every time a problem happens, a bag of German money falls out of the vehicle. And Henri looks at you. He says, "Am I good to go?"
No. I'm just trying to fix stuff frantically over and over and over again.
I've got to get going. We're losing time. And he will try to push past you to get into the driver's seat.
Don't. No, don't.
We got to beat him. You have to let me drive.
You lose.
I never lose. And his head sort of rotates to the other side to look at you.
I can't. I need to undo this. Looking at the grease and dirt on my hands from the car.
Then he kind of rotates again and looks at you and says, "Well, if I can't drive, maybe you should."
Yeah, I'll pull him out of the car. I will take his place.
As you take his place, you can begin to drive. And with a heavy heart, as Carson goes driving off to his doom, and Josephine goes to the tea party, and Yasha tries to figure out how to get out of the burning church, and Naomi tries to track down his sister, I think that's where we'll break for the evening, and we'll reconvene.
Yay!
Lighter
Drama.
tone.
Good, man. Just when it's getting good.
I don't know where you pulled this from. This was not in my backstory.
That wasn't your backstory. Everybody did a bad thing. But thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight. Just some updates around the network. Monday, we'll be back for Guardians of Haven, our ongoing Starhaven-based Mutants Masterminds campaign. Tuesday, we'll be back with the Gemstars, our ongoing Magical Girls campaign. And the next Wednesday, I'll let Deuce talk about it, but Deuce will be taking over the DM seat and hopefully not running a 1.5 shot like me. And we will figure out when we can put the last half of this together for you all at home, because I would like to see how this story plays out with these poor unfortunate souls. I want to give everybody.
Sure, we're fine.
You know, it's probably fine. It's fine.
We're fine.
Totally fine.
You guys killed the Nazi. How bad could it be?
Fine.
No, we didn't. He fell.
Mm-hmm.
He tripped hard.
I need you guys to know that there's a version of the story where the Nazi's not dead and a version where the Nazi is dead, and the one where he is dead is worse than the one where he's not dead. And I'm really excited.
Both. He's both at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Schrodinger's Nazi.
Schrodinger's Nazi. No. No.
We'll also have a blog post up this Thursday. Our new episodes from YouTube will be up on the website on Friday. And if you haven't signed up yet, we do have our new Untold Stories Project Patreon, where for a little bit of support, you can unlock such benefits as being able to name NPCs, create NPCs, access cast AMAs, play in Patreon actual plays alongside our cast and crew, and do all the sorts of things that help us keep the lights on and help us continue to grow our network. Need your help, as always. I want to give everybody a chance to say goodbye and plug anything they want to plug, and then we'll get out of here, starting with Wiki.
Hey, I'm first again. Yay. I'm Wiki. I'm here on Tuesdays as the GM. Much lighter tone. Actual lighter tone. literal lighter tone because the trauma is pastel.
Mm.
And I will be here for Deuce's thing as well. Josie?
Well, thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. I'm wondering how this is going to blow up in our face. So yeah. As for other things going on the network, I'm happy to say that I'll be, as part of Spooktober, I will be running a Call of Cthulhu one shot called two-parter called The Dare, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to do it one night. So I asked for two, where the players would be playing a bunch of kids, middle school kids who have been dared to stay in the creepy haunted house overnight on Halloween. So what could possibly go wrong? It should be loads of fun. I'm super excited for it. So, and with that, I will turn it over to Rachel. She'd like to say goodbye to our viewers.
Yeah. I don't have anything going on. I'm honestly a little bitter because I want to know what happens next. Anyways, thanks for having me. This has been a great first time, and I'll see you next week.
Sorry, Rachel. I'm a big fan of the cliffhanger ending.
We're going to have a discussion after this.
I believe it. And Deuce.
Thank you very much. Had a wonderful time. It's always great participating in Alex's patented 1.5 shots, whether he wants to admit it or not. But
you could take
come
my
next
one
week.
shots for my cold dead hands.
Yep. But this trauma train's not over, so hey, we'll bring the rest to you later. But if you're feeling inclined, next week, Wednesday, we have Deadlands. It's cowboys and Indians and zombies, oh my. And several of the faces you see here will be back playing the Long Black Train, a custom adventure, and we'll see if we can bring more trauma to the channel and maybe keep people from sleeping for October. So with that, back to Alex.
I don't know. I think I did a pretty good. I think I had a pretty good showing for our competition, Deuce. I'm excited to see what you pull up.
This will be great.
We'll run a poll on our website afterwards to see who wins.
I still believe mine's the only trauma train that actually has a train in it, so I'm going to take that as an advantage.
Meanwhile, adding a train to the last half of the adventure. Actually,
train into the Paris catacombs.
There is the possibility that Naomi's going to wind up in a train, but that's bad. That's bad news. All right.
I mean, we were in the bone tunnel, so improvements, I guess.
Well, again, thank you everybody for hanging out with us, for supporting us. We hope you were enjoying your Halloween, your spooky season as much as we are, and we will see you next time. Same bat time, same bat channel. Everybody be good people.